Right behind me is where this photo comes from. You might have seen it on a creepy video or website, and people think this is some sort of creature or ghost, but it's actually a real man. This is an urban legend that turned out to be completely true. But before we go over this one, there's a few other urban legends that I want to see if they're true or not, starting with pigs kill and eat people.
That's true. That is true.
Dude, you're off the bat, it's true.
Yeah, I almost got slimed out by a pig, bro.
But before we investigate if this is true or not, why do so many people believe that pigs eat people? Well, there's a few disturbing stories for that. A 69-year-old farmer, Terry Fance Garner, he goes to feed his pig. Hours go by, no one hears from him. Then his family goes to check up on the farm. They find just his dentures. There was another farmer,
Susan Monica, admitted to feeding 2 men to her pigs.
And then one of the most infamous cases was a serial killer in Canada, Robert Pickton, accused of over 20 plus murders, and he would commonly feed them to pigs. So we know at the very least that pigs will eat people. But to figure this out for ourselves, we're gonna go visit some pigs, and we're gonna talk to someone who spends all day with pigs. So we headed to a little pig sanctuary that saves pigs from getting eaten, to get a first-hand look on if pigs might eat people. Would there be any case where they get aggressive towards humans or not really?
Well, yeah. They can be. One of our pigs is named Blue. We have to put sunscreen on him every day, and he used to be really good about it, but then at one point he decided he didn't want us doing it anymore, so now he starts to whip around at us. So this is Blue.
Oh, they're so big.
And he's only about 2.5 years old.
How fast are pigs?
So they can go all the way up on that hill over there. When they hear it's time for dinner, then they just come running down.
Real,
oh yeah, they
relatable.
can be really fast. And Blue likes to chew rocks. He's a rock chewer. They love their caregivers because they know like we're bringing them food and we're bringing them things that they like. But when it comes to like dinner time or breakfast time, I would not say at that point are they very respectful.
Get it. Oh, they're munching that. That could be your skull. All I'm noticing right now, they're big, they're strong, they're fast, and they're tearing up these pumpkins. I've heard they have a pretty like strong jaw, I guess.
They do.
But there was one final test to make sure a pig wouldn't eat me, even accidentally, and he didn't. It turns out pigs are actually pretty friendly and they're not gonna try to kill you. Hey, Jodine! So if you look at all the deaths from pigs specifically going after a human and eating them, it's almost none. And then all the popular cases are like, one, you don't know if it actually was a pig or someone murdering someone and feeding it to the pigs, where in that case it's like, it's not really the pig's fault. So you could say it's kind of true, but like the pigs we met, they were chill. I don't trust Blue. I don't trust
especially not Blue.
Choose rocks.
Yeah.
He practicing for bones. Gonna be a little bone in his mouth. Wait, pause. Okay, that I actually didn't mean to say that. So this first one was kind of true. And these next ones are gonna get a lot darker and a lot stranger. Up next with the Dark Watchers. These are some creatures, I guess you want to say, that are seen in a lot of mountains, specifically in California, which I happen to live at. But there are actually pictures of them on this trail, on this mountain we're about to go on. And I'll show you guys how to get there. Take a look at this. We are right here. We're gonna go all the way up here and around here, and this way, right to the Buzzard's Roost viewpoint. And this is where we might see some Dark Watchers and attack them. Ambush. Off we go. Huzzah. Buzzard's Roost viewpoint. 1.8 miles, and that's when we see them. Oh, dude, no dogs?
Oh.
Shit.
I guess you can't have dogs out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Damn it. You guys should subscribe just for that. Free feet pics. Ethan said once we get to 3 million, he'll do a pinky toe reveal.
Yeah, my feet will be blurred until then.
Alright, so these Dark Watchers, you might be wondering what's the deal with these guys. So they vary from mountain range to mountain range, but the one we're specifically on right now, they have some stories. So what people claim exactly, once they get to the peaks or viewpoints, is when they claim to see dark figures watching them. They describe these things as 10 feet tall.
They seen Shaq, bro. Shaq is over here walking.
But people will often see them out of like the corner of their eye or something, and then when they turn to look fully at it, they disappear. I don't think anybody's ever claimed to get attacked. That's why they're called the Dark Watchers, not the Dark Touchers. But this urban legend goes back a lot further than I thought. It goes back to like the 1700s,
with Native Americans, and probably longer ago than that, where they called them Los Vigilantes Oscuros, which means the Dark Watchers. I have notes on what we're supposed to be looking for to see these things. Keep an eye out for shifting illusions. And then it says, look along the line of the mountains, look for any fog or mist.
Okay, as of now, I think we're good.
You never know though. It could be watching.
We are close now, boys. We're almost at the top.
Now, from here on out, is when we gotta keep our eyes peeled. So specifically, watching the top of the mountains, the peaks. But guys, we have a lot of urban legends coming up in this video, and they honestly get a lot more disturbing. Burying the body back there.
Bro.
Are you radioactive? I even have an honorable mention urban legend, one that makes it cheaper and easier to buy things online, called Coopert, the sponsor of today's video. It's an AI-powered super shopping assistant. Basically, it helps you get all the deals online. And it's super simple, unlike figuring out if these urban legends are true or not. So I don't know really where we're supposed to stand. All you have to do is just download it with 2 clicks. Best part, it works on absolutely anything: Chrome, Edge, Firefox, Safari, Opera, and it automatically helps you find the best coupons from over 200,000 stores. Before I even used it, I checked it out on Trustpilot, and it had a 4.8 out of 5 stars, so I knew I was good. I did some very last-minute Christmas shopping and saved $22.50. That simply. So I only had to pay $67. So stop wasting your money, click the link in my description, and I think we're almost at the top of this mountain to see if this urban legend is true or not. It says when the sun hits the western slopes, all right? So western slopes, there is mist over there. Can you see the mist? Little? But the sun is right there. Okay guys, so we haven't seen it yet. We should sometime, hopefully in the next hour. But this urban legend does actually have some truth to it. There's 2 possible scientific explanations for why people see Dark Watchers up here. First one's something called the Brocken Spectre. This is something that happens when you're on a high point. It said specifically when the sun gets lower than you. So the sun is still a little bit higher than us, which would make sense why we don't see it yet. But there also has to be a little bit of fog in front of and behind you. And what happens is the sun just lights it up a certain way where you can see your shadow like on parts of the sky, and it almost looks like it's on certain mountains. Because of the fog and there's like mist, it kind of distorts what you look like and adds almost like a glowing shadow effect. I'd make my dude hit the gritty.
Oh, that'd be sick, yeah.
The other explanation is something called pareidolia. Basically, like a lot of times humans' minds try to fill in like blank gaps, see something where there's nothing. It's like when you look at a cloud and you're like, that looks like a duck, or someone else might be like, no, it looks like a horse. Sometimes I do be seeing trees and I'm like, damn, that shit looks thick. Like, you ever seen the tree with cake?
Yeah, I'm gonna need one of those.
I'm starting to see what vegetarians are seeing, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
this image might turn me into a vegetarian.
Yeah, save the trees, bro. We don't need paper no more, bro.
All right, but we're gonna wait for the sun to set, and then we'll catch back up with you guys whenever that happens. And until then, me and Ethan will probably just be making out. So Ethan and I waited a while to see if we could maybe spot any Dark Watchers. We even walked all over the mountain to try to see different spots. Dark Watchers, I'll give you something to watch. And we really tried our hardest, but we couldn't find anything. We drove here about 6 hours, hiked straight up a mountain, and waited, and we didn't see it. But there are videos we have to look off of it. To my understanding, the weather has to be like exactly right. The sun has to hit the clouds perfectly. According to that scientific explanation, it's kind of true. In the sense that people were seeing something. There was a dark figure. It was just an optical illusion. It was all an illusion. I'm not even here. I'm actually over here. Somehow we had even stranger ones to go over, so we moved on to the next urban legend. Now we're on to the strangest urban legend of this entire video. This happens in Burbank, California. And around 2010 to 2011, a bunch of posters start popping up all over Burbank, California. These posters, they have disgusting drawings, and they're all claiming that a man was abducted by 5 police officers, forced to defecate outside of a steakhouse, drugged, and then buried near a certain location that we're gonna go to. But is absolutely any of this true? And we're actually right by where one of the posters originally was. The poster was originally literally right here, but this one has some blurrage. So it says terrorists and the Burbank police. Yeah, I guess this is the dude. This is Richie Rich, leader
of the cops. He has ET on a lot of them for some reason. If you do not believing me, go to Rolf's Castle yourself by Buena Vista Park. So we're gonna go there after this.
He's gonna be waiting there for us. I'll tell you.
After 15 years, someone finally showed up. Burbank police hiding dead body inside here. So yeah, we actually are going to this drawn place where he says go to here yourself. This is where more posters were, and that's where we're gonna go next. That's pretty crazy. He's actually like leading us. We're about to get killed, bro. Some of them don't have much, like beware Burbank, revenge is coming. I'm wondering already off the bat, is this the same person making all of these posters? There's a lot to read here, but yeah, he's like drawing like actual dick and balls on all of them. And let me say, I've seen them.
Huh?
He's backing. But like, look, like this guy, they're like actually, some of them are disgusting to look at. But look, they'd be in like random ass places. Burbank police says to me, like they have aliens.
I think there isn't a copycat. I think there's an original, and I think there's a copycat.
Okay, so there's a lot of repeated themes or repeated things in the posters. So we got just the topic of madness slash mental illness. This guy, he was drugged by the police and buried, forced to poop in front of this steakhouse. And then a lot of these are talking about or at hidden or abandoned places. We have Johnny Carson Park. We have the Glendale River. There were claims that he was thrown into this river or seen in this river. The most interesting one to me is Rolf Castle. This is this abandoned place, and that's the one that said, if you don't believe me, go here. And then it said it smells bad. So we're gonna go there first. What the posters say about this place we're about to be at is that there's bodies in the pipes, and this is where torture had happened. It's weird, I feel like he's saying bodies are everywhere. So I'm like starting to believe this guy less. We followed the clues on the posters, such as an abandoned sewage or waste pump house located between the California 134 freeway and the Los Angeles River, and we have this sewage plant. I don't know if this is what they were talking about. There could be some like abandoned part back there. The problem is it's closed, like we can't go back there. He did say it was stinky, and it stinks. It smells really bad here. Maybe if we drive around back? I mean, this is where he said to go if you don't believe him, but we know the poster that was around here, which had another location, so I guess we'll just go to the next spot.
Being here did make me believe him a little bit more.
Why?
Oh no.
He just took us to a f***ing sewer, bro. It smells like shit. He's trolling us, bro.
Something fishy's going on. Bro.
No, something smelly's going on, bro. It's the shitter. But the next two spots we're going is two places that were mentioned in the posters that this is where the guy was buried. Apparently they're right next to each other though, so I guess that kind of makes sense. We're now at Johnny Carson Park. So there was a poster here that mentioned something about him being buried alive here. Coyotes in the area. We literally just saw like 4 coyotes. If you see a coyote, get big, get loud, and shout. Go away, coyote. There's no way that works. Go away, coyote! I said stop! I guess just look for anything suspicious. I don't think this would be a good place to bury someone. There's
right next to the street.
Look how many people there are. I don't know where specifically the poster was here. It was just somewhere in this park. It's not I mean, low-key, I guess, actually, like, burying a body back there.
Oh, yeah. Bruh. Home Depot? Buy a shovel? If anything, he was buried back in there.
That's literally what I'm thinking. Okay, dude, this would be the perfect spot. There's unfortunately like nothing we can do. Like we can't dig it up with shovels. I thought at first, no chance someone's could be buried here, but this area over here is suspicious. We got another park where he also claims that's where the guy is buried. All right, so we're heading to Buena Vista Park. Just to put it in perspective, we were literally right over there. We drove like 2 minutes this way. This is the other park. I did not realize they were that close. I know it was like 15 years ago, but I really hope we find a poster. Okay, all my eyes are going to is this thing. Anything suspicious? There's a paper.
No way.
No, yeah. Dang, that paper actually got me hyped though. I was like, what if it's a poster? I would have lost my mind. Okay, so there's a few theories. First, obviously, because of how badly things are spelled and like it doesn't really make sense, mentally ill person. That also is a pretty solid artist. Second, it could have actually happened, I guess. But third, there was something else called The Hiding Man. And this was a project where a lot of posters were put up very similar to these ones. This one had a public artist though that he was like, these are my posters and stuff. And later he ended up claiming that some of the posters from the Burbank Buried Man were him. He didn't say all of them, he said some of them. I have his Instagram here, so I think I'm just gonna DM him. And if you look at his art that he has posted, it looks exactly like the style on the posters. There's also lots of balls. He even has a lot of stuff on signs. Like, it literally looks exactly like the stuff. And I believe if you go down far enough, he has actual images of some of the posters, the Buried Man. The only problem is, it's kind of like what you said earlier.
I think the original a copycat. I think there's an original, I think there's a copycat.
We know that some of the posters were this guy. We have this guy. But was there an original one?
We were never able to get an answer on that, but I'm gonna have to say that this was completely false. I'm not buying it. I don't think this was real. I think it was a crazy art project. But there was one final urban legend that you guys have probably seen somewhere, called the Green Man.
For this last urban legend, we're near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Around this area, there's a tunnel that we're about to go to, and people see a ghostly figure. They call this ghostly figure Charlie No Face or the Green Man. And they call him the Green Man because everybody that sees him says he has a green glow to him. And then also they call him Charlie No Face because he doesn't have a face.
So we headed to the tunnels to investigate.
If you know me, guys, you know I'm a huge fan of a good tunnel. Idea? Look for a green man on the wall. Genius, right?
Looks like a burn mark.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Oh, there's kind of like a face, too.
Wait. Dude, this is where he got evaporated from the nuke.
What nuke, bro? Who nuked Pittsburgh, bro? Somehow the tunnel survived. He just got burned there. Is there even anything over here? What is this tunnel made for? Literally goes to nothing. It doesn't even look like there used to be something here. This is where a lot of people claim to see sightings, but there's absolutely no proof of this happening. But as for the actual background of this tunnel, there's no historical evidence of absolutely anything happening in this tunnel. That's not to say nothing did, like someone could have randomly died here named Charlie, but...
Bro, do you hear that?
I think it's just dripping, right? But guys, I brought some ghost equipment. Honestly, my favorite thing to use, which is this. It's basically just a radio. It goes through stations. Sometimes you hear a word, so it can be interesting. Green Man, are you with us? Are you radioactive?
Please say. I was not sure, bro.
You had to think about that one. Wait there?
Alright, we're waiting for you.
Okay, we're waiting. It's kind of raining right here. I don't want to wait here. Bro just wanted us to stand in the rain.
Yeah.
But after waiting a little bit, I did some more research, and I hate to break it to you guys, but
There's no ghost. There's no Green Man ghost. But the picture is a real photo of a real man. But he has nothing to do with this tunnel. This is literally just the legend part. He actually had something to do with a location about an hour and a half. Route 351 is what it's called, and you might be wondering why we're here. This Charlie guy was a real guy, except his name was not Charlie. I don't know where the name Charlie came from. Nobody really knows that part. But all those pictures are real. They are of an actual person. This photo that got spread around all over the internet and kind of became this like myth and this urban legend. If you zoom out, there's actually a full photo of him with a bunch of other guys. But the guy's actual name was Raymond T. Robinson. He was born in 1910, Beaver County, Pennsylvania. When he was just 8 years old, he was trying to climb a trolley bridge to see a bird's nest. He got to the top and he got electrocuted. He was supposed to not live. Like, they brought him to the hospital. His face, basically, as you can see from the pictures, like, looks like it had melted. He lost both of his eyes, like, he could not see. It was a miracle that he survived.
But how did he become such a big urban legend?
He was a great guy. He still loved doing all the things he loved doing, even though he couldn't see now. And one of his favorite things was going on hikes, going on long walks. But what's really sad is he would go on them at night because he didn't want to be like seen by other people. This is the main road he would walk on. This is the one right here. He would just be walking on here really late at night, and people would drive by and see a guy, obviously with a very disfigured face, at like midnight. And nobody really knows who like made the name Charlie No Face. That's what he goes by, or Green Man. I don't know why it's Green Man either. We didn't get to the bottom of that. I'm assuming he like had a green jacket.
Everyone who knew him said he was a really wholesome guy. Like he still lived his life to the fullest. It really does suck that something completely out of this guy's control limited his life so much. And not only that, but people would make fun of him for it. Guys, we're all lucky to be here alive. It's kind of crazy. I've been thinking about that a lot. Some people genuinely just get way worse hands dealt to them than you do. So just try to remember that. But guys, no matter who you are, no matter what hand you've been dealt, if you're here watching this, I love you. You matter so much to me. And I really appreciate you guys. All of the growth that's happened this last year has been absolutely mind-blowing. We've been able to accomplish insane things like collabing with Sam and Colby. And next up, we'll be raiding Area 51.
You guys are invited. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Gavin's channel because when he hits 3 million subscribers, we're dropping the date of the raid.